Can life really be fun without alcohol? Welcome back to the Quit Drinking Alcohol podcast. I'm Dylan, and I'm so glad you're here. In our last episode, we talked about nutrition and how it can play a key role in your recovery. Today, we're diving into something just as important: finding joy and fulfillment without alcohol. One of the biggest fears many people have when quitting drinking is the worry that life might feel dull or less enjoyable without alcohol. But here's the truth: sobriety can open the door to so much more joy, connection, and fulfillment than you might expect. It's about rediscovering what makes you happy and creating a life that feels deeply rewarding. In this episode, we'll talk about how to explore new hobbies, reconnect with passions, and build a life that's full of meaning and excitement. Let's get started. When I first quit drinking, I worried that life without alcohol would feel boring. So much of my social life and downtime had revolved around drinking, and I didn't know what would fill that space. But as I gave myself permission to explore new things, I started to rediscover activities and interests that I hadn't thought about in years. I picked up hobbies I'd forgotten I loved, like reading and spending time painting. I found myself more present with family and friends, really connecting in a way I hadn't before. And I started to realize that the joy I was feeling wasn't surface level or fleeting. It was real, meaningful, and lasting. What I've learned is that finding joy and fulfillment without alcohol isn't about missing out. It's about discovering what truly lights you up. Let's address one of the biggest myths about sobriety: the idea that life without alcohol is boring. This couldn't be further from the truth. While alcohol might create temporary moments of excitement or relaxation, it often comes with consequences like regret, fatigue, or anxiety. In contrast, the joy you find in sobriety comes from real, authentic experiences. It's about being fully present, building meaningful connections, and engaging in activities that truly matter to you. And the best part? You wake up the next day feeling good about the choices you made. So how do you go about finding joy and fulfillment in sobriety? Here are a few steps to help you get started. Sobriety gives you the time and energy to try things you've always been curious about. Whether it's painting, hiking, cooking, or learning a new instrument, experimenting with different activities can help you discover what you love. Another thing that you can do is think back to the hobbies or interests you've enjoyed before alcohol became a big part of your life. Maybe you loved writing, playing sports, or gardening. Reconnecting with those passions can bring a sense of familiarity and joy. It's also important to recognize that sobriety allows you to show up fully in your relationships. Spend quality time with family and friends, or reach out to people you've lost touch with. Meaningful connections are one of the most fulfilling aspects of life. It's also a good idea to use this time to invest in yourself. Set goals, learn new skills, or take on challenges that help you grow as a person. The sense of accomplishment you gain from these efforts can be incredibly rewarding. Finally, make it a habit to notice and appreciate the good things in your life. Gratitude shifts your focus to what's going well and helps you find joy in even the small, everyday moments. As you think about finding joy and fulfillment without alcohol, take a moment to reflect on this question: what activities or experiences bring me the most joy, and how can I create more opportunities for them in my life? If you enjoy journaling, write down a list of things you'd like to try or revisit. Sobriety is a journey, and each step you take toward discovering what makes you happy brings you closer to creating the life you want. That's it for today's episode. We've talked about how to find joy and fulfillment without alcohol, from exploring new hobbies to reconnecting with old passions and building meaningful relationships. Sobriety isn't about what you're giving up, it's about what you're gaining. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might be struggling to see the joy in sobriety. The more we share these conversations, the more we can inspire others to discover the beauty of an alcohol-free life. Thank you for joining me today. In our next episode, we'll be talking about resilience and mental strength in recovery, how to navigate challenges and build a mindset that keeps you moving forward. I hope to see you there.